Rao's IAS. This is the Daily Prelims Practice Initiative, wherein we discuss important MCQs from the Hindu and Indian Express. The topics for today's discussion are mentioned over your screen. So let's begin our session. So the first question for today is based on this particular article, which appeared on the page number 3 of The Hindu. So recently in Ludhiana, Punjab, there were a few deaths related to the suspected leak of hydrogen sulfide gas. So following the incident, National Green Tribunal has taken a suo motu cognizance of the issue and formed a panel to look into the matter. So based on this news article, we have formed the first question on National Green Tribunal. As UPSC has repeatedly asked questions regarding various constitutional, non-constitutional, statutory and other important bodies. In the year 2018, we found this question which was regarding National Green Tribunal. Now let us solve our first practice question, which states that with reference to the National Green Tribunal NGT, consider the following statements. Statement 1. The National Green Tribunal Act 2010 has explicitly provided NGT with power to take suo motu cognizance. Our first statement is incorrect. We all know that National Green Tribunal is a statutory body which was established by the National Green Tribunal Act of 2010. And NGT was established to handle the cases or speeden up the cases related to environmental issues. Now, the National Green Tribunal Act 2010 does not explicitly provide NGT with the power to take suo motu cognizance. However, following the rulings of Supreme Court, NGT has the powers to take suo motu cognizance of the environmental issues. Second statement says, NGT is bound by the procedure laid down under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908. Now this is also an incorrect statement. NGT is guided by the principles of natural justice and it is not bound by the procedure laid down under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908 or the Indian Evidence Act of 1872. Third statement, NGT has not been vested with powers to hear matters relating to the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Now this is a correct statement. NGT has not been vested powers to hear any matter related to Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, Indian Forest Act of 1927 or various laws enacted by states relating to forest tree preservation. Therefore, the substantial issues related to these laws cannot be raised before NGT. Now as the question asked, which of the statement given above is or are incorrect? The correct answer would be option C, as statement 1 and 2 are incorrect. And the correct answer to our UPSC previous year question is option B. So the next practice question for the day is based on this particular article which appeared on the page number 8 of The Hindu. The Supreme Court of India in a recent ruling on May 1st has held that the court can directly grant divorce under Article 142 of the Constitution. And this is in the guiding spirit to deliver complete justice. And the divorce under Article 142 can be given on the grounds that the breakdown of the marriage is inevitable. So our next practice question is based on the powers of Supreme Court under various constitutional articles. This becomes important as UPSC has repeatedly asked questions regarding various important articles in the Constitution of India. As in the year 2018, we found this question on right to privacy. Now let us solve our practice question which states that consider the following pairs. Statement 1. Article 142 provides a unique power to the Supreme Court to do complete justice. This is a correct statement. Article 131 vests the Supreme Court of India with a special power to grant special leave. This is an incorrect statement. Article 136 is related to the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. This is also an incorrect statement. Article 201 is related to the enlargement of jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Now this is also an incorrect statement. Let us see why. So Article 142 of Indian Constitution provides a unique power to the Supreme Court of India to do complete justice between the parties where the law may not provide a remedy. This means that the Supreme Court of India can deliver any verdict or any order if it feels that the order is necessary to provide complete justice to any case before the Supreme Court. and such order passed by the Supreme Court is enforceable throughout the territory of India. Now let us see Article 131. Article 131 is related to the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. That is, the primary jurisdiction, or the cases are coming first hand or directly to the Supreme Court. And the court has such original jurisdiction in any dispute between Government of India and one or more states, between Government of India and any state or states on one side and one or more states on the other side, or the cases between two or more states. Now Article 136 of Indian Constitution deals with the special leave to appeal by the Supreme Court. This in simple words means that Supreme Court has the power to hear or decide on appeals from any judgment or order passed by any lower court, that is High Court or any tribunal in the territory of India. So this means that any person who is not satisfied by the judgment of any lower court can file an special leave appeal to the Supreme Court, even if that matter does not lie in the normal jurisdiction of Supreme Court. But Supreme Court can take that matter. Only exception is that such matters should not be related to any law related to armed forces, that is, military tribunal or court martial. Article 201 of Indian Constitution states that the governor of any state can reserve any bill which is passed by the state legislature for the consideration of the President of India. And finally, Article 138 of Indian Constitution deals with the enlargement of the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. That is, the Supreme Court shall have an additional jurisdiction related to any matters in the union list which the Parliament may grant it by making a law. So the correct answer to this MCQ is option A, as only one pair is correctly matched. And the correct answer to our UPSC previous year question is option C. So the next practice question is location based and is based on this article which appeared on the page number 8 of The Hindu. So this article deals about crisis across the line of actual control and mentions many disputed territories between India and China which are around LAC. Now this question is important because we have found various location type questions in UPSC. In the year 2020, we found this question which was about the location of Siachen Glacier. Now let us solve our practice question which states that consider the following disputed territories. So on the left hand side we can see the disputed territories, and on the right hand sides these are the states wherein these territories lie. Now you have to match the following pairs. Statement 1, Longju. This is a disputed territory in Arunachal Pradesh. So in this map we can see this location Longju. This is a disputed area in the eastern sector of India-China border. So this location is claimed by India, but it is presently under the control of China. Pasamlang is situated in Sikkim. This is an incorrect statement. So in this map we can see two important locations. One is Pasamlang and other is Jakarlang. These are two disputed locations in northern Bhutan. The locations are disputed between Bhutan and China, and they are frequently in news. And also to the west of Bhutan we can see Doklam Plateau. Third statement, Korik is located in Uttarakhand. This is also incorrect. Korik is a disputed region between India and China, and it is located in Himachal Pradesh. And also in this map you can see an important pass, Sipkila. Statement 4, Damchok is located in Ladakh. Now this is a correct statement. So to the southeast of Ladakh you can find this location Damchok, which is disputed between India and China. Along with it you can also find some other disputed regions like Depsangla, Aksai Chin, Pangongso, Chusul Valley. So the correct answer to this question is option B, as only two pairs are correctly matched. And the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option D. So the next practice question for today is based on this particular article which appeared on the page number 11 of The Hindu. The article is about de-dollarization, the race to attain the status of global reserve currency. So what is a global reserve currency? Currently, US dollar is the dominant global reserve currency. It means that a large amount of this currency is held by the central banks of nations and major financial institutions for international transactions or cross-border transactions. But there have been attempts for de-dollarization or the replacement of US dollar by other currencies as the global reserve currency. Now this topic is important in economy under the external sector, and also under major policy decisions by the developed countries which can impact India's interests. On the similar lines, UPSC asked a question in the year 2022 regarding the tight monetary policy of the US Federal Reserve. Now let us solve our practice question which states that with reference to the US dollar, which of the following can cause its de-dollarization? First statement is trade in US dollars. Now earlier we understood that de-dollarization is an attempt to replace US dollars as a global reserve currency by any other currency. So it is evident or self-explanatory that trade in US dollar will not cause its de-dollarization. Statement 2. Expansionary monetary policy by the US Federal Reserve. Now this is a correct statement. So by adopting an expansionary monetary policy, the supply of dollars will increase, which will lower the value of the currency. So there is a theory that expansionary monetary policy of US Federal Reserve over the decades can threaten the US dollar's status as a global reserve currency. The third statement is invoicing foreign trade in Indian currency. So by rupee invoicing, payment and settlement of trade in Indian rupee will weaken the demand of dollars. And we all know that apart from India, many other countries are moving away from dollar and settling their trade in their local currencies. For example, Brazil and China are now trading with each other in yuan. So we may say that by invoicing foreign trade in Indian currency or by using other powerful currencies by developed and developing countries can cause de-dollarization. The fourth statement is trust in the US financial markets. The trust in the US financial markets will improve the global acceptability of US dollars, and this will not cause its de-dollarization. So the correct answer to this question is option B, that is 2 and 3 only. And the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option A. So the final question for today is based on this particular article which appeared in Indian Express. So as we know that the annual State of World Population Report by the UN Population Fund has projected that by the mid of year 2023, India will be the most populous country in the world. Now the article among other things says that now the major concern for India is not family planning, but how to figure out the best use of India's demographic dividend. Now this topic is important under population and the underlying issues. In the year 2013, we found this question on demographic dividend. So let us solve this practice question which states that consider the following statements with reference to the demographic dividend. Statement 1. It is the economic growth potential of a nation when the share of its working population is larger than the non-working population. Now this is a correct statement. Now according to the definitions of United Nations Population Fund, the demographic dividend is the economic growth potential of a nation that results from the shift in a population's age structure, mainly when the share of its working population in the age of 15 to 64 larger than its non-working population, which is in the age group of 14 or younger to it and 65 or elder to it. Statement 2. An important characteristic feature in India is the uniform window of demographic dividend across the states. Now this is an incorrect statement. This is because the window of demographic dividend across the Indian state is not uniform, which can be understood by the fact that the population in the states of northern India is younger, while the population in southern India and the western states is maturing. The study by United Nations Population Fund says that the demographic dividend opportunity in India is available for 5 decades, from 2005-6 to 2055-56. But this demographic dividend will not be uniform as it would be available at different times in different states of India. So the correct answer to our practice question is option A, that is 1 only. And the correct answer to our UPSC previous year question is option A. So this brings an end to today's session. Stay connected for more updates. Thank you.